What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here. We just watched episode 3 of season 1 of Sakamoto Days. We'll be doing a full spoiler talk ahead, so hopefully you've watched this episode, and we'll do a real quick recap. Very straightforward episode. Basically, in the beginning, you got Lou and Shin not getting along at the shop. We got a doppelganger dude from another assassin from Sakamoto's past showing up, basically warning Sakamoto that he's got dudes inbound who are going to try and kill him. And he ends up leaving. Sakamoto sends a message to those people because they had sent a pizza man assassin after him that if they come after him, he's going to show them hell, and shoots their surveillance camera. And yeah, Sakamoto and his family end up going to a theme park with Lou and Shin having kind of a family employee fun day, but they all know that there are people after Sakamoto, so Lou and Shin want to allow Sakamoto to have a fun day with his family. They run defense, having one dude in a janitor outfit come after him. He defends himself with a pen. Lou and Shin dispose of the guy. He stabbed him in the chest, but not anywhere vital, so he's going to live, which is kind of embarrassing for him. And then a very creepy, almost reminds me of that dude from JJK. Don't harsh my vibe type dude, who's keeping a low profile. He's not getting picked up by Shin. He's pursuing Sakamoto. He ends up following them onto a roller coaster in which Shin and him get into a fight in a really crazy way. Shin basically gets out of his seat during the roller coaster being in motion, gets that dude out of his seat, and then ends up trying to fight him on the track of the roller coaster. He ends up getting poisoned by this dude, and he's having problems seeing. Guys expect him to die, but Shin ends up fighting back. They're going at it on the roller coaster. They fall off. They eventually make it onto a stage where the mascot of this theme park, Sugar, is hanging out with the Red Ranger, basically. Shin ends up getting in the mascot's outfit and ends up fighting this dude. But he's like kicking this dude's ass. The guy's trying to figure out how the hell he's even able to fight him so well because he can't see. And we find out that Sakamoto is through his oh God, what is it called? Telepathy. Yeah, his clairvoyance, is able to hear Sakamoto give him moves, what he should be doing in the moment, helping Shin end up beating this dude's ass, but also giving these kids the best show they've ever had at this theme park. And yeah, that's the whole episode. Ends pretty abruptly, but Shin won. I assume he survives, and being poisoned. And yeah, an all-around fun episode. What do we think?
Yeah, I mean, like you just said, it was a fun episode. I think it's funny that we kind of start off with the two of them doing their convenience store work, and just kind of the difference of mentality of the two, where Shin is more by the book, do it the way you're supposed to do it, and Lou. Is that her name?
Lou. Yeah.
She's...
That's what they referred to her the whole episode, so.
2 hours late, and, as long as the product's on the shelves, the customers will figure it out, is kind of her mentality. So they butt heads, which was kind of fun. And then Sakamoto just all of a sudden talking a lot. And they get surprised by it, understandably so, because the guy almost says nothing. And then, us getting the doppelganger thing, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Because this show has, especially in this episode, shown us a wide variety of like different types of assassin types at this point. So,
although all of them, because the show doesn't want to just like, it's not going for realism, so it's fine. But they all come off like magical.
Yeah. Because
their abilities are very cartoony. Like when he turns from Sakamoto's doppelganger to himself, it's just like, well, like just kind of transforms instantly. And like, Shin has telepathy, which is wild. Or I don't know if that's telepathy. Is that telepathy?
Be able to read minds?
Yeah, clairvoyance. I know
they call it clairvoyance, but
I'm
pretty sure it's telepathy.
Yeah. Which is weird. So it's interesting as we're getting a bigger roster of characters, what they're all capable of. Definitely gives me, and the whole show so far does, but definitely gives me like a John Wick vibe
Yeah.
of like all these people with different specialties and shit.
Well, then, yeah, like you said, it gets a little silly, especially when, the next one comes in using 2 pizza cutters as weapons, which is like the worst weapon. You can barely cut pizza with a pizza cutter, man.
Yeah. And the janitor, which they made a joke about even during their meeting, that outfit is kind of played out basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the one guy who just looks like a villain, even though he's Mr. Chill vibes. He definitely fits a lot of like cliches, with I assume there's scars all over his neck and face, and then the tattoos under his eyes. So, but it was a fun and like creative episode. I think the big factor of like, the ridiculousness obviously comes down to like Sakamoto is obviously like really good at what he does, but he's also kind of aloof because of his family life, and then you got
Except for when he's deflecting bullets with his glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, he just has really good instincts and he's like super, quick to react to things. But
Well, that's his magic is bullets can't hit him.
yeah.
He's blocking him in the first episode. He's dodging them. He's fucking deflecting them.
But I like how, the whole idea was just like, oh, well, we'll take care of it so he can have family day. And he still had to be involved anyway. So, like, it just honestly, mission failed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was fun. I don't think, especially now 3 episodes in, I don't think this show is going to be like the show of the season at this point.
No.
But it's definitely a fun show. And I can definitely, dig it for that. So,
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. This show so far, I think I like the premise more than the show. But I am enjoying watching it. But it's definitely not like, we'll see by the end. I remember when we first watched Delicious in Dungeon, I thought the premise was cool, but like 5 episodes in, I'm like, is this all we're doing?
Yeah.
But then it like got really good. And if you haven't watched that, I recommend you watch that. And if you want to check out our reviews, you'll see the evolution of our thoughts on that show. But I don't think that's going to happen here. But not every show is going to be the best show ever.
Yeah.
And even to be honest, I thought the first season, not to talk about it at all, but Soul Leveling was like fun, but second season's much better.
Oh,
so,
yeah, definitely.
Things can change. But this show so far, I like a lot of things about it, but it does seem like it's just like,
It's slapstick, basically.
yeah, it's just like a fun show, but it's not like giving me much. But with all that said, this is probably my favorite episode so far, just because I think that, like all shows, you got to get past like intros and building the world. And the first episode was like a hard intro. Second episode felt kind of whatever and introduces Lou, but the story wasn't that interesting to me. Hopefully we get more from her as a character, because so far she's just kind of there. But like, Shin, we got a little bit more from, and even in the last episode when he was like trying to help Sakamoto constantly, in this episode Sakamoto said like he ate too many frankfurters, and instantly Shin's like, I need to call the doctor. He like just instantly is calling him. So
Like an overprotective parent, basically.
yeah. So some of the characters are working for me. Some of them aren't working so well so far, but it's only 3 episodes in. But with that, the 3rd episode, I feel like is the first time we got to actually play with a scenario that I thought was kind of fun. It's not an intro for Lou, and it's not an intro for Shin. It was just like, we're going to have a fun day at the theme park.
Yeah.
But there's assassins after him. And even though we only saw 2, I thought it was kind of a fun way to play with what we're being given with the premise of the show, where you have people trying to get Sakamoto while he's with his family, and Shin is like really into just like letting Sakamoto live his retired life, basically.
He's a fanboy.
Yeah, and so I felt like there was like just a little more heart in this episode than the last 2 episodes, and like I said, only 3 episodes in, so not expecting it to be like amazing so far, but yeah, I liked that. I thought there's a lot of humor in this episode that was a lot of fun. I thought the fight scene, even though it's not the best animation ever, was creative. With this show not taking itself super serious, there's no rules I have to expect this show to follow. So when a fight happens, I'm like, I have no idea what's going to happen because anything can happen. He can block a bullet with his glasses, and then they're just going to explain it in a millisecond, and we're going to move on, and that's fine. That's how the show is. But so when they're on the roller coaster and Shin's like shooting his restraints off and getting ready to attack this dude, I'm like, I don't know where this is going to go. And I thought that fight was actually pretty cool, imagination-wise. The animation's not the best, but it was cool. I liked that, they're like falling off and then fighting, and then like as the roller coaster came by twice, which I don't know if that's the same people on that, but they're getting a great ride. Okay, I was say, because normally you just go through once and you're done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Sakamoto and his family were already down walking around. Yeah, he could hear them. Yeah, but man, I need to get rid of those balloons. It keeps trying to focus on them and not me. Yeah, there was some really cool imagination in that fight, and then that ends up on the stage as that fucking creepy mascot, Sugar. Just like this creepy rabbit with stupid haircut.
It's the stupid haircut, man.
Yeah, the haircut's the worst part. But that fight was like hilarious to me because I already am like looking at that mascot going like, I fucking hate that mascot with the stupid haircut and the stupid looking face. But then he's just like big and like stupid looking, and he's like beating the shit out of this guy, and all these kids are just cheering, and I'm just like,
Sugar.
I'm like, this is crazy. That like, and then the chick who's like narrating it is just like,
she's into it.
She's like yelling like uppercut and all this stuff, and I'm like,
you figure too, like, thinking way too much about this, obviously, but like, she's probably done that a million times. Yeah. The show's probably never changed, and she's just going for it.
Yeah, she's just with it.
Definitely not the show anymore. So
yeah. So yeah, that whole scene was a lot of fun. I liked the twist that Sakamoto is basically giving him pointers on how to survive the fight and how to win it. And that's something that can only happen between him and Shin, because Shin can do that. So it's kind of a cool way to trump this assassin. But if he didn't do it, Sakamoto would have stepped in, put like a fork in his eye or something. It would have been over. So but yeah, overall, it was a fun episode. Like I said, I think this is my favorite episode of the 3 episodes we've seen so far, so that's probably a good thing. I think the second episode was kind of the weakest one, so hopefully it's all, better from here on out. And yeah, I think the premise allows for a lot of fun scenarios like this. Hopefully we'll see more of them, going to the supermarket or something, running into assassins. I don't know where they're going to go with this. I just know assassins are trying to get this guy, and he's not going to get got. So, yeah. Anything else?
No.
All right, let us know in the comments what you guys think about this episode. What were some of your favorite parts? Maybe there's something we missed talking about this episode. And where do you think things are going? Unless you know, please don't tell us, as we're watching it blind, and it's more fun that way. So, yeah, stay tuned. We are going to watch Solo Leveling episode 4 or something, whatever the most recent one is. So yeah, if you're looking or if you're watching that and you want to hear a review, look forward to that as well. And if you have any recommendations, let us know in the comments below. When it comes to watching anything, doesn't have to be anime, it could be a movie, whatever. We'll take recommendations. Doesn't mean we are gonna do it 100%, but I always enjoy when people want us to check something out. So and then we have a lull coming up soon after this season, right?
I'll have to double check, but
I'm pretty sure
I think it's a lot of season 2s and etc. of things that you haven't watched.
So we might have time to kind of go back and do like a back burner anime or something like that. So if you have any recommendations, I think it'd be cool to watch like a Vinland Saga or something. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I've been Seth. This has been Chevy. And until the next one, we'll talk to you guys later.